I've always thought it would be fun to open my very own restaurant. I'm not very good at cooking, but I am pretty good at eating. As for serving people, probably somewhere in the middle. Sometimes there's just too many options. I'm thinking something like this, as much hair as possible so as much can get into food, and jet black, that way it's very easy to see once it's in said food. Also some wrinkles, because who doesn't love a stressed out chef, who also does a lot of drugs. And then a bright red coat so he's easy to find amongst the crowd. This is probably a pretty good example of my kitchen. Okay, here we go. But be really careful with weekly rent. I think we found a winner, $126. Negative 10% restaurant rate, 50% attractiveness to Cheapskates. Are you sure you want this to be your first restaurant? For $126, yes I do. I'd eat here. First on the agenda, hiring a capable waiter. We've got one for 60, one for 70, and one for 150. I'm actually going to go for the absolute cheapest option because money is a thing. And of course, the fun part, making your very own menu. We have a lot of pre-made options we can use. Something I like, grilled steak. Get over there. Okay, it just wants to hang out here for a little while. Right, that is because we actually need some stuff to make the food with. Now, what is the cheapest, easiest way to make meat? Since I'm not really sure, we're going to start with one of these things, and that's going to go somewhere, yep, good enough. And a grill. I think we need a grill for probably grilling meat. That seems like a thing to me. An oven for baked meat? Yeah, that sounds like a thing. And a counter to prepare stuff. Good enough for me. Now we have our options. There's a grilled steak. I want meat and coffee. That's all I want to go for in this restaurant. So that means I need to very carefully select my ingredients. We already have things like bacon, beef, chicken. Let's add some ham, some duck. We might also add alcohol because that just makes everything better. Coffee is somewhere over here. Coffee plus coffee level 2 and coffee level 3. That eats up a lot of points. That's okay. People are going to come for the coffee. Time to get creative with our food. We're going to start with grilled meat. Its name is going to be food. That way it's easy to remember. It's going to be an appetizer. Let's say steak with bacon and some mutton along with that, and then some ham. I like it. It's got a 1.5 out of 5 so far. Now where's my masterpiece? There it is, food. To make our famous grilled steak costs $2.64. Being that we're aiming for cheapskates, we're going to charge only $3.64 for now to make that work. A very simple beef and coffee. That's a beautiful main course. 1 out of 5. A little bit high in the bitterness. And of course, we're going to need a few small tables to start, so we're going to go with maybe 4 of them. This menu is my masterpiece. But before we finally open, we need to do our chef points. And he's obviously going to be a meat specialist. Unlock and enter name. It doesn't even want to let me do that. Oh, there we go. I'm allowed to have a name now. So now for the advertising. Who are we trying to target? Cheapskates is the demographic. But let's see how much the vegetarians and vegans like our meat restaurant. Let's unpause the game for the first time ever. Hopefully our idiots roll in at some point before the customers do. There we go. There's our staff. Us in the kitchen and our little server boy, neither of whom I expect to be particularly busy. Oh, people did show up. I wonder if they're vegan. Hope you like the meat here. Cheapskate and cheapskate. Cheapskate, cheapskate. Okay, well, we're not getting a lot of vegans or vegetarians, but if they understood the menu, they've made the right call. What are you guys? Identify yourself. Pretty full so far though. They weren't very happy. Well, that's okay. I feel like there's enough people in the city. If everyone shows up once, we'll be successful. I know that at the end of the day, after the service, it kind of gives us a rundown of exactly what happened. How do I make that thing go away? There's seriously people waiting outside. We have a lineup already. That guy's ripping off my look. Are you okay? No, I feel like stuff's cooking and you're just hiding in the corner. He's already snapped. He's given up. Look at him. Twitching. Where's all the vegans and vegetarians? I spent a lot of money on that advertisement. I wonder if I can get rid of that right now. Hold on. Yeah, since this doesn't seem to be working anyway, can we get a refund for that? Because the vegans and vegetarians just aren't showing up for me. 8 out of 12 seats. Do we need another person to help? Oh, that's a late table. Do I need another waiter? I don't really want to pay for one though. Alright, here we go. End of the day. A single day simulates an entire week of business. Interesting. So expenses were pretty big, I think, because I had to buy a bunch of stuff for the restaurant. Earnings were $133. Expenses were $1,837. So I probably need to charge a little bit more still. Now I think we'll get the reviews. Average, average. I expected more. Good. I expected more. Dinner with friends. 3 stars. We're actually getting decent reviews. If I'm getting 3-star reviews, I really can't complain. And I've been completely overlooking seafood this entire time. Who doesn't want cheap lobster? And let's add some tuna and octopus while we're at it. And we still gotta get some, say, veal and duck. We're also gonna add some boiled veal and bacon to the menu. And apparently duck meatballs by themselves get 2 out of 5 ratings, so I'm gonna leave those alone just as is. I've added a few very simple things to the menu like roast and meatball. As you could probably guess, they're exactly what they stand for. We're also gonna add beer to the menu because drinks are probably important. The last thing we gotta do before today's service is raise everything by $1. We didn't quite make a profit yesterday, but raising everything by $1 might do the trick. Our first customers of the day, a one-eyed man. Surely he can't be too picky about anything. Our first table has been served. The next guy coming in looks like an old person. We better serve them quickly before they die. This place, mediocre. I'll take mediocre, it's better than terrible. Oh, plants and stuff. Yeah, we'll add some plants. Plants make everything better. Dinner service is starting and people are leaving before they've even walked in the door. What's going on, waiter? Why aren't you doing your job? Getting there, 10 out of 16 tables filled despite my terrible food and even worse service. 3.5 out of 5, okay. They can cook stuff, they serve stuff, the place is furnished with stuff. 7 out of 10. This guy gets it, that's exactly what I was aiming for. Okay, wasn't really paying attention to my furniture and tools again, so that was $1,155. The expenses minus that would have been about $400. Earnings are only $135, so we gotta take food prices up. Which is quite alright because my chef gets an upgrade again, so our meat's gonna be better than ever. Okay, here's my idea. Look at these reviews. It's getting out that we're average, even very good. Prices are the best ever though. People cannot get over these prices. So for one night only, we're gonna jack the prices up a lot. As high as they can go. The trick here being that people are going to sit down and eat because they think the prices are low. They're only going to come once, but they're going to come in because everyone thinks the prices are low thanks to those reviews. Can't possibly see what could go wrong with this little plan. More cheapskates is what we want. Here we go. They're lining up. Come in for those amazing prices of our terrible food. Tomorrow we're going to have to put the prices back down again so some customers actually give us good reviews. But for one day, we're going to profit. Where did our chef just go? Oh, there he is. That one person was actually happy. And time for dinner service. This one's always a little bit busier. Lunch service was a little bit slow, but I can't wait to see the numbers at the end of this day. If every one of these people is paying at least $99 if they order simply one thing. If they order two things, we're laughing. And our last table leaves the building right as we're about to hit 12 o'clock and we can actually see how we did today. Now we're getting somewhere. Earnings $3,700, expenses $750, and I even bought a table out of that, so we would have made $3,000 profit in a single day. Prices didn't actually drop that far. We are going to drop them back down so they get jacked again. I can barely contain the rage of 1,000 suns that's burning within me after eating in such a terrible place. Get good. The only place in the world that could bring atheists back to God. Prices are back down to more human levels, about 3 times the price of the ingredients we're charging for every dish today. That way we'll get those reviews a little more nicer today. You heard me, a little more nicer. I would like to point out too that I'm still running a pretty successful restaurant based off of meat and coffee. Meat and coffee, and I think there's one beer on the menu, but it's actually working. Alright, so the end of our day, our expenses were $370, earnings $180. So we lost about $180. That's really not a big deal for the good reviews we're about to read. Prices seem to not have fluctuated very much. Abusive parents, that's hilarious. This place seems fine, but I couldn't choose what to eat since my parents chose for me. Well, sucks to be a kid, I guess. Get better. And joining us for today's menu, a very special feature. Yes, that is very simply very plain water, which costs 3 cents for us. But for them to buy $100. I wish we could make a policy where every table comes with mandatory glasses of water. We won't tell them we're charging for it, we'll just bring them water because that seems like a nice thing to do. I kind of zoned out there through dinner service. I didn't really see how many customers we had. It's 12:04 a.m. We still got a few customers, so let's see how much money we're making today. Alright, the strategy seems to be slowing down a bit. Only $3,200 made today with $840 in expenses. $250 of that was trying to get the cheapskates in the door. We did manage to make $2,359 regardless though. How are our reviews doing? Prices are somehow still staying about where they are, still in the good range. Service is great. The food and ambience, nothing to write home about. Alright, well today I think we're going to go with $6 prices for everything. It's a $6 kind of day and I'm just too lazy to manually put in prices anymore, so $6 it is for anything. Another day down and we only actually lost $44 today, despite the fact we were basically giving away food. At least I think we were. It was a $6 day. I don't really know how that translates. And a quick glance at the reviews, prices are still sitting here. Maybe today we'll actually just give away food for a day. Today is $5 day. That includes that one. I don't even know I had things up there. What a big menu. Though prices are at 5 across the board, we are actually going to target the cheapskates because I want them to come in here and give us better reviews. That way tomorrow is jam-packed busy. Not as busy as I would have hoped for a day like today. $5 day is usually a big hit, but they can't all be winners. So we did lose $380 today, hopefully with some more positive reviews. $250 of that was my stupid cheapskate idea. And today, of course, the prices are going back up. We gotta make money at some point. First table, that should be roughly $400 profit. About halfway through dinner service and I already see our money going up quite a bit. We're back up to almost $11,000. Another dinner service complete, $4,000 profit. And look at this. We can now unlock the Protein King, +5 meat recipes quality, and -10 meat ingredients cost. Ooh, our prices are sliding again though. We might have to make a few small changes. The main got me food poisoning. Well, hopefully you didn't live long enough to give a second review. Today we're going to do something outrageous and go with maybe $1 prices for everything. That way people will really like the prices again. It won't even let me do that in some cases. Well, after typing all around and clicking everywhere, everything is $2 to $3. This side apparently is $33. We're just gonna let that slide. These people are gonna be hard to please. That guy had a mustache, which he suspiciously covered up when I looked at him. We did lose $1,190, but I spent $1,045 of that on furniture, which makes the whole place better, so that was actually worth it. We didn't lose that much from the food itself. The reviews overall are okay, apparently. Why are we getting good reviews suddenly? Oh, okay, we're not. We're kind of getting mixed reviews now, average to poor. We need another day like that to get the prices and everything back up again. We're currently still sitting at a popularity of 3. I wonder if we could manage to bump it up to 4 by having really cheap food. Oh, popularity just hit 4 already somehow. And 5. Wow, that happens fast. Okay, I thought that was actually a really hard rating to manipulate, but I guess not. Loss for the day, $314. We've got 12,000, so that's really not a problem to me. Let's just go with this for a few days. Look at how excited our chef is though. Staring into nothing. Paranoid. The voices are talking. Alright, our population is all the way up to a 10. Popularity is all the way up to a +10. Negative $921 today. With a popularity of 10 and a $100 price for anything on the menu, today is sure to be profitable, starting with $10,700. It seems to take a while for prices to readjust, but our reviews are getting up there. Very good is the best we're getting so far. Make sure you guys order lots. Water refills also are not free. There we go. Jam-packed already. We're even starting to build a lineup outside the door with this extra popularity. Perfect day for it too, because mad amounts of profit. Imagine how much money we could make if we served good food, or even just regular food. We lost a lot of the average reviews, but we still got a lot in the very good category. So we're gonna have a 4.5-star grilled steak for $3, and a cheap beer apparently for $2, and people are gonna absolutely love that. Alright, I think we'll get some good reviews today because we're only actually serving good food for really low prices. And as I suspected, on the day where my popularity started at 1, we didn't really have a lot of customers. But today I'll help reinforce that. We'll get good reviews tomorrow, more customers, the day after that, even more customers. So for a day like that, we did lose $533. Again, that policy is costing us quite a bit. But let's see the reviews, how much they changed in one single day. All those very goods, service, food is climbing back up there. 4-star review, 4-star review, 4-star review, 4-star review. So we're onto something. I think we can remove flyer advertisements now. We're up to 13 popularity. This place really speaks for itself. See, without the policy thing, we only lose $289 on days like today, and at the rate our popularity is going up, we're laughing. Alright, today's gonna be the big day. We're at 25% popularity, our reviews are doing very good, we're up to 74% very good. First off, our kitchen needs a red floor, that way you can't see the spills and blood quite so much. And I had no idea you could even change the walls. Oh, that wasn't for the other. Well, that's fine. Okay, shelf walls are gonna go that color. Soothing blue mixed with that cool red floor. I don't think they judge too much. And what is this? The outside of the building? I didn't know I could do all this. Much better. All I'm really taking away from this is the more clutter we have, the better reviews we're gonna get. Is it working yet? Are these giving us 5-star reviews? The atmosphere is still down. Nope, wait, I was too far down the list. Our newest 2 reviews gave us 5 stars. We're getting 5-star reviews. For this garbage restaurant, we actually have a legitimate 4-star restaurant now that serves meat. Steak in particular, that's all we have. I think it's about time we upgraded our waiter. Conan, it's been fun. Not sure what you really did here, but Marnie, you're moving in because much faster for a lot of things, and apparently people aren't liking the atmosphere so much as in waiting for stuff. Now, do me a favor and don't steal anything on your way out. Okay, he left without issue. In comes whatever their name is. This person. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Several small upgrades later, and we're on our way to 5 stars. And there we have it. We've finally done it. We built a 5-star restaurant doing whatever it is we've been doing. We're going to try and bring in some more people for tomorrow. We've only got $4,400 left to play with. Tomorrow should be pretty busy, but that's alright because prices are once again going through the roof. But I think that's going to be okay for once because our food is actually pretty highly rated. We have a popularity of almost 160 now, spending over $2,000 on advertising and not one person has come into the restaurant yet. That's amazing. Only a 3-star review because idiot stick had to spend $100 on his food. So far so good though, at least $100 a person, probably $200 if they get a steak and a beer. Really curious to see if I'm actually making a profit doing it this way now. It seems I am because my money is going up pretty quickly. Alright, I somehow still managed to make $1,529 for the day. Not as much as I had hoped for. But more importantly, I have a restaurant that's very popular and very successful depending on exactly how I tweak things. I knew I'd be good at this restaurant stuff.